It's been another 6 months since we last checked in on Plants vs Zombies Beautiful Town, but as always, progress continues to be made. Plants vs Zombies BT is a pretty incredible PvZ fan game created by House Radish. Available for both PC and Android, PvZBT takes a lot of inspiration from the original Plants vs Zombies, but expands it tenfold. Beautiful Town includes a huge range of new plants and zombies, many of which you will recognise from other titles in the franchise. Whilst there isn't a story mode in this game, there are some awesome other modes, including Endless, Versus, Sandbox, as well as a ton of challenge and trial levels you can get stuck into. The most significant change that has been implemented in the last update, version 0.59.10, is the English version of the game. But before we talk about that, let's take a look at some of the new plants and zombies that have also come along with the update. First up is the Illusionist zombie, who looks very similar to the Magician zombie from PvZ2, but has a very interesting ability. When this zombie is close to death, he will perform a magic trick that will transform him into a random zombie. Fortunately, this guy does have a weakness, which is magic damage. In PvZBT, there is a variety of damage types. Specific zombies are weaker to specific types of damage, for example, very similar to PvZ2 Reflourished's Holiday Mashup world. If Illusionist zombie is attacked with magic damage, however, it will prevent him from transforming. The second new zombie is the Z-Tech Tesla tank, which is a nice easy one to explain. So this enemy can attack all plants within a 3x3 area with electrical damage, and that's pretty much it. The only other thing to note is its resistances, which include being immune to bullet debuffs and blocking bullet penetration. So that's it for zombies, but over on the plant side of things we have 5 new characters. Probably my favourite of the lot is this guy, the Melon Mortar. Just like in the original Plants vs Zombies, there are a selection of plants that cannot just be placed on the lawn, they work as upgrades instead and have to be placed on top of another plant. Now the Melon Mortar itself, as you would expect, fires a large quantity of projectiles, and it does this in a 3x3 area. The coolest thing about this plant though is that it can be placed on any type of pult or lobbing plant, and it will inherit its projectile. For example, if I place it on a winter melon, it will lob winter melons, and if I place it on a regular melon pult, it will lob melons. Next is Budventurer. When placed directly behind a melee plant, it will boost its attack speed and damage. It also has a secondary, very specific ability that reduces the cooldown of Wildflower's special ability. Then we have Pea Patrol, who not only looks flipping awesome, he comes with a variety of different attacks and a heavy set of armor. At range, Pea Patrol will shoot a large pea projectile at the zombies, but if they try to get too close, night mode gets activated and he will start hacking and slashing like nobody's business. Another really interesting thing about Pea Patrol is if there are more than 10 pea plants on the lawn, its sun cost is reduced by a whopping 150. I love these additional passive abilities that some plants have. It really adds another layer of depth to the characters. The final 2 new plants are very powerful, but also come with some downside, which I think is an interesting way to keep things balanced. We'll start with Misty Blue. This icy goddess shoots frozen thorns that can chill zombies. Misty Blue's thorns are also able to shoot through any enemy that has the chilled status effect. Finally, if a zombie is killed by one of her thorns, it will trigger a frost blast, which will freeze every zombie in a 3x3 radius. The downside to Misty, however, is that all units around her will be chilled and take 50% extra damage. This includes both plants and zombies, so you need to be careful when using her, as you could cause yourself more harm than good. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Crown Inferno, who has fire-based abilities. Like with Banana Launcher, the player can manually fire this plant. Crown Inferno summons a firestorm that slowly makes its way down a lane, dealing damage. Be warned, this character also has a downside, although it's less extreme than with Misty. Any plant or zombie that is a non-fire unit that finds themselves on the same tile as Crown Inferno will start to take burn damage over time. This includes a regular brown coat, for example, but it will also include the likes of Pumpkin. So that's all the new plants and zombies, but let's talk about the other changes as well. The big one, as mentioned earlier, is the addition of an English version of the game. Up until this point, the game has only been available in Chinese, which obviously, unless you speak Chinese or use software that can translate screenshots, this presents several issues. However, thanks to a team of 6, including the PvZCC wiki community, the game has been fully translated into English, which I think is an excellent decision on their part. There are a couple of grammatical errors and things dotted about, but overall it's been translated very well. As you've seen, the game is quite complex, featuring lots of different damage types, resistances and new OC characters. Being able to go into the almanac and fully understand how everything works now makes a massive difference. You'll also notice that the latest version of PvZBT includes some custom music. I don't think every track is custom, but most of them are. Prior to this update, the game had no music at all, so having something for each type of level and in the menu makes the game feel a lot more polished. There are also a few new additions to the test levels mode, including a new pool level called Electricity, featuring a selection of, you guessed it, electric based zombies. And the second one is the Ultimate Night Battle. The final change in this update is just a small quality of life option that has been added to the endless game mode, which allows you to skip to the tougher levels if you so wish. PvZBT really is fantastic and probably one of the more underrated and lesser known PvZ fan games. Especially with the game now available in English, hopefully this update will bring a lot more well-deserved attention to the game. To learn more about PvZBT, you can check out my previous videos or head over to the creator's YouTube channel. If you want to download PvZBT, you'll find everything you need in the Plants vs Zombies Beautiful Town Discord server, link is in the description. Anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on PvZBT in the comments below, but other than that, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons, turn on notifications, and if you would like to support the channel further, check out my Patreon page by clicking on screen or through the link in the description. Okay, thanks guys. Bye. Bye.